Welcome to Safe Money Retirement Radio with your host, Tim Wood. Tim is a certified financial fiduciary and a no-market risk retirement and income specialist and the founder of SafeMoneyRetirement.com, primarily serving Western North Carolina, East Tennessee, and Southwest Virginia, but is sought after nationally for his expertise in helping people secure their retirements. Mr. Wood is a licensed life insurance professional in multiple states and specializes in working with people who are near retirement and those who have already retired with wealth management, income planning, and asset protection strategies. And now, here to talk with you about no market risk retirement planning, your host, Tim Wood.
Hello, this is Tim Wood, your host, welcoming you to Safe Money Retirement Radio. I'm an asset and retirement protection specialist and certified financial fiduciary. Have you ever been to a casino? At least sometime in your life, I'm sure you've either been to one or seen one on TV or in a movie. What is the one noise that you constantly hear in a casino? You're hearing it right now in your head, aren't you? Just by asking that question, you hear the clang, clang, clang of those coins hitting the metal tray at the bottom of the slot machine. Please think about that noise for just a second. Everybody loves that noise in a casino, but why? Any place else, it would be very annoying. If someone were making that noise in your house, you'd hit them over the head with a broom handle. We like that noise in a casino because we know that someone is getting paid. There's a lot of excitement, hope, and encouragement when you sit at the slot machines and hear someone getting paid. What if there was an equally loud noise every time someone lost money? What if you heard the Let's Make a Deal game show zonk noise or the Price is Right loser horns? You know what I'm talking about, the wah 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 sound of complete failure? Guess what? Nobody with their money in a fixed indexed annuity hears that sound due to market losses. They never hear the sound of market loss failure. When I say never, I mean never. Is all your money exposed to the sound of potential failure? Shouldn't some of it only be exposed to the sound of getting paid and never losing a dime due to market loss? The fixed indexed annuities I work with never take away your principal and credited interest due to market risk. I only work with those at or near retirement. That typically means age 50 to 75. You'll be provided some complimentary resources if you're one of those that I meet, including a copy of my book and some solution-based illustrations on how an indexed annuity can help you protect your money while still having the opportunity for accumulation and lifetime income. Do you have an existing retirement that you would like to safeguard from losses? Well, then give me a call. 844-905-SAFE. That's 844-905-7233. There's absolutely no cost or obligation. Imagine a casino that only allowed you to make one bet per year. The game is simple, completely transparent, and highly regulated. Here's how it works. Let's say you're betting $100,000. If you lose, you get your money back, the entire $100,000. If you win, you get to keep your earnings plus the money you bet. Let's say you win a 10% gain, so now you have $110,000. Next year, you play the game again, but now you're starting with $110,000. If you lose the game, you get back your $110,000. If you win another 10% gain, you now have $121,000. The worst you can do is get your money back. The best you can do is have interest credited based upon the performance of an external index. But no matter how much you win, you never lose those winnings due to playing the game. This is exactly how a fixed indexed annuity works. You only win and never lose because of index performance. Interest is credited to a fixed indexed annuity contract at the end of an indexing term based upon the performance of an external index. There is the possibility of no interest being credited during an indexing term if the external index performs poorly. Increases in an external index generally do not include dividends. Now let's compare that to market-based investing. If you invested $100,000 on stocks, bonds, mutual funds, variable annuities, real estate investment trusts, or anything that's not guaranteed against market loss, here's how it works. Your bet is still $100,000. If you win a 10% gain, you'll now have $110,000. But if you lose 10%, you now have $90,000. Now you must play with less money. If you're playing with $90,000 and win 10% gain, you only have $99,000. You still don't even have the money you started playing the game with. Everyone knows the problem with gambling. The longer you play, the more chances there are that you're going to lose. When it comes to the retirement game, you can't afford to lose. If you're my client, you will typically be at least age 50 to 75 and have at least $100,000 in retirement savings, but usually much more. Most of my clients have one thing in common. They're closer to the end of their lives than the beginning. They can't afford to lose the game due to market risk. Gambling is just like any other vice. A little in moderation is probably not going to kill you, but is it something you should do all the time with all your money? Of course not. That's why my clients at least put the money they need to count on in fixed indexed annuities. It's not for all your money and it's not for everyone. But if you are at or near retirement, it's at least worth considering. Call me now for a complimentary fixed indexed annuity suitability review. My number is 844-905-7233. That's 844-905-7233. What if you had a better than average chance of a better than average return without any risk of market losses? Isn't that a better way to play the game when you're at an age where losses can destroy your retirement? Maybe you are like some of my clients and have millions of dollars you're gambling with. I know what you're thinking because all of my wealthy clients were thinking the same thing before I started working with them. When you have millions, you feel like you're immune to the risk of losing a bet on the market. No big deal if you have $5 million and lose $1 million, right? But why did you work so hard to lose what you worked for? Shouldn't you at least protect some of your money without the risk of market loss while still having the opportunity to win when the market is up? Wouldn't you like to lock in credited interest from losses, eliminate management fees, and defer taxes all at the same time? Doesn't it at least make sense to find out what I'm talking about and determine once and for all if a fixed indexed annuity at least makes sense for some of your hard-earned money? If you determine that an indexed annuity is not for you, I promise we will depart as friends and my door will always be open if you change your mind. Once again, my number is 844-905-SAFE. That's 844-905-7233. Well, that's all the time I have for Safe Money Retirement Radio this week. Before I go, I want you to know that I sleep at night knowing that none of my clients have ever lost a single penny to market risk. I want you to sleep at night too. Until next time, at the same time, I'm Tim Wood, reminding you to stay safe so you can step into a secure future.
You've been listening to Safe Money Retirement Radio with your host, Tim Wood. Find out how to guarantee that your hard-earned money is safe with locked-in returns and never going down due to market risk so you can have the future that you deserve. Call Tim Wood now for your free Safe Money book and information kit at 844-905-SAFE. That's 844-905-7233. Or visit him online for more details at safemoneyretirement.com. The preceding information does not represent tax, legal, or investment advice. Surrender charges apply to base annuity contracts. Optional lifetime income benefit riders are used to calculate lifetime payments only and are not available for cash surrender or a death benefit unless specified in the annuity contract. The tax consequences of annuity income should be considered with the help of a licensed tax professional. Listeners should be aware of IRS penalties for withdrawing funds from an annuity before age 59 and a half. Fees may apply. Annuity guarantees are based on the insurance company's financial strength and claims-paying ability. No information presented today should be acted upon without meeting with a qualified licensed professional. Obviously, by calling us now, you are taking just the first step towards protecting your retirement. It is important that you read all insurance contract disclosures carefully before making a purchase decision. Rates and returns mentioned on this program may vary based on state availability and are subject to change without notice.